What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. How you doing? I hope you're having a good Friday so far. Welcome to my live cooking lesson. I'm really excited to be back with you today. I'm really excited because it's the end of the week. And hopefully over the weekend, we all can take some time just to rest and rejuvenate. I certainly need it myself, and you might need it too. So I'm going to do a fun recipe with you today. We're going to make fruity pizza that's going to carry you into the weekend. And this is a really fun recipe that's great for the whole family. It's great for sharing with friends, with colleagues, with neighbors, with whomever you might be near or sheltering in place with, or not sheltering and going back to work with, or spending your time with. We're all at a different stage at this point. So thank you so much for coming. I want to say that again. We've received a ton of support over the last 3 weeks that we've been doing this, and over the last 4 months that I've been building up and pivoting my business to be completely online. If you want to get more involved in everything we're doing, I'm just going to say right up front, join our Facebook group called Plant-Based Made Easy. It's super duper fun. Here, I'm going to drop the phrase here, right here for you. Just type it in the search box under Facebook, Plant-Based Made Easy. We have amazing people in this group. We're collaborating, we're connecting, we're talking about how to make plant-based cooking and living a plant-based lifestyle super easy, super approachable, and really, really fun. It's my special sauce. It's my specialty, if you will. People always ask, well, what's your culinary specialty? Well, I just recently discovered it over the last couple of years. I've been cultivating that. And it's basically making plant-based easy, plant-based food easy and super approachable for you at any stage in the game. So you might be plant-based curious. You might be already enjoying a plant-based diet, but a couple times a week, and you just want more resources. Come and join our group and join the conversation, okay? If you guys have any questions whatsoever during this live cooking lesson, throw the question up in the comment box. I can see everyone that's here. Hi, Marie. Good to see you. Let's see. We have a bunch of other viewers here as well. I can see you. Hello, hello. And please join the conversation right here on the comments box because it's live. This is for you. This is a free resource because I just want you to feel confident and set up for success in your kitchen. All right? So let's get started. I'm going to make fruity pizza, but we have to start with the crust, okay? So let's get going. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plant-based egg. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, and we made 2 plant-based eggs when we made our amazing shortcakes. Today, we're going to make a fruity pizza with a homemade, delicious, sweet crust, and we need eggs to start. But we're not going to use regular chicken eggs because we don't eat chicken eggs. We want to leave those chicken eggs with their parents. We want to leave them right where they are, and we want to approach this with the whole food plant-based approach in mind, okay? And so to make a plant-based egg, you need flaxseed meal, or you can use chia seed. Now, I mentioned chia seed yesterday, but I didn't show you, so let me show you. I have some white chia seed here and some black chia seed. So look, there's a couple differences. You can have black chia seed. See those? Right? Black chia seeds or white chia seeds. They look white, they look kind of gray. Both of these will work as well. But today we're going to use flaxseed that's ground up. It's called flaxseed meal. So to make a plant-based egg, you need 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed or ground chia seed to 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Today we're going to use 3 tablespoons of cold filtered water, which I have here already measured out. This is the first step. You have to do this first so that you can let this sit and this can actually absorb all of that water and become jelly-like, okay? It's going to take on a very similar consistency that an egg has. So before I do anything else and move away from this, I'm just going to give this a quick stir and then set this aside. Okay, now let's get into it. The crust. Beyond the egg, what do we need? Well, we need rolled oats. This is the first ingredient. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of rolled oats, and I'm actually going to do this from start to finish with you. So these are regular rolled oats. I love them. They're old-fashioned. They're not quick cooking. They're not anything but the regular 100% whole grain oats. These are gluten-free. These are delicious. 1.5 cups. Now, I also want some shredded coconut in this. This is going to add the sweetness, a nuttiness, a kind of like tropical flavor. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of the shredded coconut. So let me grab my 1/2 cup measure here. And this is shredded, unsweetened. That goes right in. Now, I also want almond flour. We talked about blanched almond flour yesterday when we made our shortcakes. Today, I'm going to show you that you can use almond meal in this because it's okay if we impart that little bit of almond flavor and texture and the skins and that consistency. It's going to be really great. It's going to add a lot of fiber too. So 1/3 cup of almond flour. And this recipe is so fun to do with kids because it's simple. It's It's not super messy, and they love it because they can make it their own. They can top any ingredients they want on their fruity pizza. And what kid doesn't like something fruity and sweet, right? All right, we also want some sugar. Now, this is totally optional, but I'm gonna make this exactly the way that I will encourage you to make it if you can have sugar. If you can't have sugar, skip this completely. I'm gonna use coconut sugar though, organic coconut sugar. It's got a lot of nutrients. It's pretty comparable though to table sugar, so don't be fooled. This is not a health food. This is just a treat, just like I would say about white regular sugar, okay? But we're gonna use it today because it's Friday, and we're gonna get the sweetness going. We're carrying us into the weekend. We wanna make this recipe fun. So I'm gonna use 1/4 cup. It's not very much, right? You could also just do 1/8 cup if you wanted, or like I said, skip it all together. Now, we need some glue to kind of bind all of this. I'm gonna use some coconut oil here, and I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons of this coconut oil. Okay, hold on. That is not gonna be a pretty thumbnail. Okay, hang on one second. This is why I have this. This is why I have this, right? I can never get this jar open. Okay, come on, use those muscles. Yeah, all right, I did it. So 3 tablespoons, sorry about that. I'm just going to eyeball this. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna not eyeball it. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. I got my tablespoon here, 3 of these. This is 1.5 tablespoons, so I'm using a little less. That's why you're probably wondering, what's she doing? These are not level tablespoons because this is 1.5 tablespoons. This is a tablespoon, but I'm gonna use it for something else. Okay, now we need some sort of stickiness. We're gonna use another sweetener here. Again, you can replace this very easily. I'm gonna use agave nectar, but you can replace this with nut butter. Any nut butter will be great. It will be sticky. It won't be as sweet. So if you wanna take all the sugar out of this and just leave the sugar for the fruit on top, do it. I totally support that. That's probably even better than what I'm doing right now. But it's Friday, and I need a little agave syrup. I'm only going to use a bit. I'm going to use 1/3 cup. Remember, this is safe for diabetics. It's diabetic friendly. It does not change our blood glucose level at all, which is really kind of cool, unlike other sugars. And this is also going to be a binder. All right. Now we need a flavor agent. I think I'm going with cinnamon today. I love cinnamon. This is what I use, just ground cinnamon. I'm going to use 1/2 teaspoon. That I'm going to eyeball. And then some vanilla. I'm going to use pure vanilla extract that's alcohol-free, which is what I often use. 1 full teaspoon of this. You can't overdo it on this, really. If you wanted 2 teaspoons, if you wanted 1/2 teaspoon, if you wanted 3 teaspoons, go for it. Doesn't really matter. This, because it doesn't have alcohol, it's not going to impart an alcoholic flavor, just a nice sweet vanilla flavor. And then a pinch of sea salt. Perfect. And now I want to mix this up. And I think what I'm going to do is mix this with a long spoon. You might have to get your hands dirty here, but start with a spoon. I'm doing this right inside. I want to show you, get my face off. I just want to show you my overhead here. There we go. You can follow along with me. You see that it's kind of takes a second to kind of come together. Really what we're looking for is that it's kind of sticky. It's all uniform, meaning I can see specks of cinnamon throughout. I can see that coconut throughout. I can make sure that everything is kind of moistened by the coconut oil as well as the agave. And this is under control right now. I love it. I don't need to dig my hands into this at all. I can just use my long spoon, and I think we're good to go here in just a second. I'm really just wanting to make sure that the oats are moistened. The coconut is moistened, and this looks great. Perfect. So this is our crust mixture. Now stay with me here right at my cutting board. I have a cookie sheet or a pizza pan. You can use either or. If you're going to use a cookie sheet, a square one, that's great. You're going to make it Siciliana style. That's me. I love it. I'm totally all about that, right? But we're going to make this in a pizza pan. This is a flat, round baking sheet. Looks just like this. This is appropriate for my toaster oven. They come in all sizes though, so you can get one for your regular oven. And I have these cut your own sill pads, okay? I cut this into a circle to match exactly this. This is FDA approved, totally FDA approved, BPA free, and totally nonstick. It is reusable. It is really, really great. I love these. And we will put the link up in case you're wondering about where you can find this. It's an Amazon product. So I'm just going to place this down this crust. I'm going to have to, this in my bowl is enough for 2 or 1 large regular size, like 8-inch pizza. But I'm going to make a mini pizza here, cut down on the time. And what I'm going to do is just kind of basically bring it all together with my hands. I need a little bit more. Making a mound, starting with a mound first, and then kind of pulling it out towards the edges. This is yummy. I can smell how like delicious and flavorful this is going to be. I can smell the coconut, the cinnamon as well, and the vanilla, and all of these flavors. They really do work well together. So I'm making sure that it's kind of packed in there quite tight. I want to make sure that there's not going to be any holes in my crust. I would do the same if I was making a crust with flour here, like a dough crust. I would want to make sure there were no holes. Just a little bit more, I think, around this edge. Fill it in where you need. All right. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. This is going to take anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. For me, it's going to probably take about 10 to 12 minutes because I'm just making one and I'm making it smaller than probably what you're making unless you two are making it in a toaster oven. Let me just wipe my hands down here. All right, 350 degrees, into the oven it goes. Yum. All right. Hi, everyone. I can see more people have joined us. Let's see. Stevie Baumgartner. Miss you, Stevie. Hi. I think you're on the road. Very impressive that you're live streaming with us right now. It's my stepdad. All right. So look, I'm going to look at some questions here. Can we use unsweetened applesauce instead? Amazing question. It's coming from Marie Montoya. Happens to be my aunt. And she just happened to have gone vegan, gone plant-based. She just took this commitment 2 weeks ago. So kudos to you, Auntie Ree. Yes, you can use unsweetened applesauce. This would be a fantastic substitute for either the coconut sugar or the the agave nectar. These are great. Another suggestion, as I just started saying it, is date syrup. If you don't have agave nectar and you don't want to use honey, because honey is an animal product, try date syrup. It's just like agave nectar, but it's thicker, it's richer, it's really great. It's going to have more sugar, though, than unsweetened applesauce. So unsweetened applesauce is fantastic if you want this to be a no-sugar fruity pizza. Good question. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to keep going here. Let's see if you any more questions. I'll put them up here. Yeah, if you only have kosher salt, that's okay too. You can use kosher salt as opposed to sea salt. We're just using a pinch here, so that wouldn't matter. Let's see. All right, no more questions yet. All right, you guys. So I'm going to come back. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We want to talk about what this recipe is all about, why it's healthy, why it's approachable, and why it's something that you should consider making. As you guys were with me this week, some of you were with me, a lot of you were with me, you saw that I started the week with making homemade mango probiotic-rich protein yogurt, right? We're going to use that as the sauce of our fruity pizza today. So I'm showing you all week long the amazing uses for this yogurt, far beyond just making yogurt bowls with granola and fruit, which we did do. Today, we're making a fruity pizza. Yesterday, we made shortcakes with grilled stone fruit and a little of that yogurt instead of whipped cream. We're using yogurt as a sub for the whipped cream. It was fantastic. So this is just another wonderful use for it because these recipes are all about choosing our health, making our health a priority. So I hope that you'll join me in that and check out this recipe. You guys you can watch the replay, you can share this with your friends, but watch this and do it on your own this weekend. You'll really, really like it. All right, so I'm going to get into the other accompaniments for our recipe. Because it's a fruity pizza, yes, we're going to need yogurt, and yes, we're going to need toppings. So let me grab those things out of my refrigerator. I'll lay them out, and we can talk about them, okay? All right. All right, so we've got my mango yogurt that I made on Monday. I made a little label, put this on it, 6/15/20 is when we made it. I'm telling you, this can last up to 7 days in your fridge just fine, but you will not be able to let it sit there for that long because I bet you'll eat it faster than that. Look, we're going to go through most of it today, if not all of it, on our fruity pizzas. It's going to be a fantastic sort of base for our fruity pizza. It's not overly sweet. It's super protein rich. So while this crust might have some sugar and sweetness in it, the sauce itself is going to have a ton of probiotics, a ton of protein. It's going to keep you feeling satiated for a long time. And then we're going to top this with a bunch of different toppings like fruit and nuts, okay? So yesterday or 2 days ago, we made some grilled apricots. I'm going to use some of these grilled apricots today on our fruity pizza. Look how cute this is, right? This comes right to me from CSA Farm Fresh to You. It's a CSA Farm box. We get fresh, organic, local, seasonal ingredients delivered right to our front door every single week. I love it. So we're going to use some of these apricots or apricots. Which is it? Is it apricot or apricot? Either. Who cares, right? Just eat it. We're also going to use maybe even some fresh apricots. This is really great. I'll see how much of the toppings we actually need for our pizza once we have that yogurt down. Don't want to over top it, but I'm going to show you an array. I've got some yellow peach here. We also grilled these up a couple days ago. Right now I just have whatever's left over, which is this fresh peach. Only have one left, so might use some of this. I also have some papaya, and I think I definitely want to add this. So let me grab my compost bin. So here's some fresh papaya. If you've never worked with fresh papaya, get into it. Get into it, okay? It's really, really full of iron. It's very full of fiber. It's got a really low sugar content. It's delicious, okay? What you want to do is open it up. I haven't peeled this or anything. I just literally cut the top and the bottom off, and I cut it in half. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to scoop out these seeds. You can't actually eat these seeds, although I don't think that they would do anything to you, but they don't have a pleasant texture or taste. They kind of taste like nothing, and the texture is, I don't know, it's just like a seed. So keep these, scoop these right out, get them onto a bowl. Now, I don't know if you all know of the amazing platform Masterclass. Has anyone heard of it? Masterclass is amazing. I actually got it last year, and then I re-gifted it to my dad this year for the holidays. And I love the content. I've been watching Ron Finley. If you don't know who the Gangster Gardener is, I want you to just Google him. Ron Finley is the Gangster Gardener. He hails from Los Angeles, California. And he is showing me through this, I think, 7-part masterclass series that he has all about gangster gardening, how to actually make your garden like amazing, how to have a green thumb, how to never kill your plants, and how to cultivate fruits and vegetables of all different types from the seeds, right from the soil, seed, soil, fruit, vegetable. It happens. Ron Finley is amazing. There you go, right there. The Gangster Gardener is what he goes by. Now, Ron would say, see these little seeds here? Don't throw this away. You can actually put these right into the ground. Make sure there's enough sun. Make sure there's enough water. And you, my friend, can grow yourself a papaya plant. How cool would that be? I don't eat papaya all that often, and I certainly don't have the space to grow a huge fruit like this. But if you do, you should try it. So, all right, I've got the seeds. I'm going to put this aside. I want us to slice this up. I'm going to use my chef's knife here. And I just want to take off, I think, a third. Now, I left the skin intact. There are a couple ways you can go about removing the skin. You can actually, let me just cut this off. You can actually just run your knife down the skin, but it's hard to not waste and capture some of this fruit as you're cutting the skin off, which is okay because this is a pretty big piece. But here's another great trick. You can actually take a peeler just like this, and you can actually peel it, and this will kind of follow the organic shape of the fruit, and it removes just that skin without removing much, if any, of the flesh. So I like this for the papaya. I also like this for the mango. The vegetable peeler works well for a lot of these fruits and vegetables, but especially the soft fruits. Sometimes it's hard for me to cut away the skin using just a chef's knife because I end up just cutting too much. So if you have a problem cutting too much too, just get yourself one of these cool vegetable peelers. And it looks like this. This is the one that you want. Anything that's shaped like that is great. All right, so we've got this. Look, we took off just the skin. Let me just slice this. I think what I want to do is slice this in thin slices. And this is going to be, think of it like, pieces of vegetable on your pizza. Thin slices. We don't want really thick slices here. The papaya is so juicy. It's gonna be great. All right, I think that's great. Let me just try this. Oh yeah. So yummy. Yum. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. Yeah, I know you can't see. Oh, there you can see my face. So juicy. It's not overly sweet, which is why I like it. Yummy. Okay, peach. I mean, apricot. I'm going to actually slice this into maybe, I'm going to dice this, not slice this, into really small diced pieces. Keeping the skin on, as you can see, I'm keeping the skin on. Don't take the skin off. That's where a lot of that amazing fiber is, and you don't want to get rid of it. You want it to stay with you, especially on this pizza. And I think these grilled fruits, apricots, will be really great with the pizza because it's going to add just another layer of flavor. This looks so good. Okay, great. Put this aside. Now, if you wanted to, you could add berries, you could add pineapple, grab yourself some fresh mint if you have any of that. Compost your skins, compost your bits of fruit, your seeds, whatever. If you don't want to grow them, you can compost them. All right. So let me check on my crust because I can smell it's smelling kind of like it's starting to toast a little bit. I want to just like turn it if I need to. So let me check on that. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah. All right. So one part of this got a bit too burnt. That's okay. Only half of it though. Look. All right. So half of this got burnt. I think I'm going to try to cut away from that. But look, I'm going to salvage this. Okay. I have a really thick wooden cutting board here, so this should be fine. All right, so look, I see that like some of this is really great, caramelized. This is fine too, but right here, maybe this is just a little bit too dark. Let me just take some of this off. Just take some of it off. And kind of just go in there with a spoon. All right, it's those ends. It's like the crust of the pizza that gets kind of overly blackened. I don't mind that on my pizza. Usually that's the best bite. But this one looks a little bit too far. Just that end. All right. So I cleaned this up. Let me get rid of this burnt bit. Compost, right? All right. So now we have our pizza here. Let's layer it with our sauce. So I'm going to use my delicious mango yogurt. I'm going to grab a long spoon and give this just kind of like a mix. If you see it separating, it's not actually that separate here, but I want to make sure that you're going to give this a good mix just in case yours is. Give this a good mix and then throw down the yogurt. Just throw it down. This looks so good. Yeah, I think we are going to be able to use it all. We'll save the rest for the other pizza. I'll make that later. Another towel. All right. And then I'm going to use an offset spatula. This is an offset spatula. It looks like this. It's called an offset because look, it's offset right here. It kind of like, look, you can see it kind of like goes down and then it's a flat spatula. This works well. It's called an offset so that you can actually create like a really kind of a thin layer of frosting. In this case, yogurt. So I can tell this crust is nice and firm. It's not moving. It's cooked up just nicely, perfectly. It's going to be great. You want to go coast to coast, as they say, all the way to the edge. And by they, I say chefs. That's like a kitchen term, coast to coast. So if you're ever getting a sandwich and you're making it in the back or anything with spread on it, usually the kitchen will call out, go coast to coast, to remind people like every bite should have some of this sauce or whatever, but all the way to the edges. Beautimous. That looks great. All right, so now I want some papaya. And I'm going to keep this really as pretty as possible. I want to kind of like maybe have them keep them together so they kind of fan out like a flower. You truly can do this any way that you want. It doesn't really matter. Just make it fun, make it pretty. Let's see here. And enjoy it. I love doing stuff like this, obviously. It's why I do it professionally. But I could sit here and just like play with this, right? Get into it. All right. And then I'm just going to spread it out even more. All right. I want some of these grilled apricots. You can dot these all over, all around. Think of this as like what? The sausage bits, except for the fruity bits. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, I only have orange fruit today, but you can make this as colorful as you want. I'm trying to use up what I have, and I'm trying to be more diligent about not needing to go to the market or ordering more food if I don't need it. I'm trying to use everything I have first before I go back to the store. Because why not, right? Like, yeah, I could be picky. I could like try to go and find every color under the sun of fresh fruits and vegetables, or vegetables just for this pizza, fruits for this pizza. But I can also just use what I have and be really grateful for it. And why not have an orange pizza? I love it. This looks beautiful. All right. So, and I also made another little something. I made a fresh topping for this. I made a fresh topping with a couple different ingredients. This beautiful topping that consists of pistachios. So here's a little green, chopped up in a food processor, just blitzed in a food processor with some toasted sesame seeds. So these two things are going to add a ton of protein, a ton of fiber, and a lot of these micronutrients, these vitamins and minerals. And what I did is I put them equal parts, like 3 tablespoons of each, right, into a spice grinder. You can do this in a food processor or a blender. And what I made is this beautiful, I'll show you actually like this. I think maybe this is easier. I made this beautiful kind of like nut mixture, this like amazing garnish sesame pistachio mixture. And I thought it would go really well for our pizza. So I'm going to actually use it right now and kind of just top off our pizza like you would Parmesan cheese, right? So just going to give it a little sprinkling of this pistachio sesame, toasted sesame mixture. Make it your own, whatever you want. Like say you like walnuts instead, or you really like macadamia nuts and cinnamon. You can pulse these two things in a food processor or a spice grinder. And really, I'm just trying to mimic that of Parmesan cheese. There is an amazing plant-based Parmesan that I'll show you in the upcoming weeks, maybe when I make an Italian recipe the next time I do that. But that it's a savory plant-based Parmesan. But I wanted something today for our fruity pizza that would work well with the sweetness. So this looks amazing. All right, I have to show you this up front. What'd you say, Danny? Aha, and mint. Danny's like mint. Danny wants some mint. All right, so I have some fresh mint here. I'm just gonna take it and like pick it into a couple pieces. The mint is gonna make this sing. The mint is gonna be that like beautiful brightness. The herbs do that. Herbs just kind of wake everything up. So I'm just gonna like, I'm chopping this with my fingers. I'm literally just kind of like picking this into little bits and throwing it right down. I think that's it. That's enough. And mint is strong too, so I don't need a whole lot. Let's see if I can touch this. Yes, I can. Take a look at this, right? A delicious fruity pizza. This has mango, probiotic-rich, protein-rich yogurt as the sauce. We made a delicious oatmeal, almond, coconut crust. It's sweet. It's delicious. I topped it with grilled apricots, some papaya, some fruity plant-based Parmesan, which is really just pistachios and toasted sesame seeds. This looks delicious. I don't know anyone that wouldn't want to give this a bite or a try. This looks so good. All right, so maybe I can give it a try for you right now. Let me just see. Can I pull this off very easily? I think I might be able to. Just going to use my chef's knife here and grab my silk pad. Let's see. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? We're going to make it work. We're going to really help this out. I'm going around with my chef's knife underneath the silk pad just to kind of release it. place it down. Look, perfect. The sill pad is here. I can go ahead and throw that in the washing machine with the cookie sheet. That looks fantastic. The crust stayed together. Now, the last thing I need, I just want to show you how easy it is to slice this into pieces like a pizza. I'm going to use my pizza cutter here. Love this thing, my favorite. One of the best tools for the kitchen. Take your pizza cutter, make sure that this is cool enough to go ahead and slice. If you're doing this while it's hot, the whole thing is going to come apart. But just really quickly, go through it. Here we go. Really quickly, there we go. And I'm doing it as quickly as possible, but with enough force to really get in there to make a delicious slice of this pizza. This looks great. All right. This looks so good. Okay, I'm going to plate it up. See here? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Fantastic. Will you look at this? I'm super happy with this. A slice of fruity pizza for you to carry you into the weekend. This looks so beautiful. You guys, it's almost too good to eat, but not that good. Not too good enough that I can't give it a little bite. I'm going for it. I'm going to do it right here, though, so I can take a photo of this one later. All right, I'm taking a little wedge off the corner here, giving it a bite. Here we go. Oh, my gosh. Wow. It's so crunchy. That is really good. It's got a sweetness. It's the natural sweetness coming from the yogurt. I taste the coconut in the crust. I taste the delicious toasted oats. You guys, this is fantastic. I love it so much. I hope that you'll try it. Make it your own. If you try it, go ahead and tag me. Go ahead and let me know that you made this because you watched this. I'm at Chef Daniela Malfitano. Please give me a follow on Instagram, you guys. Share this recipe with your family and friends. Enjoy it. I hope to be back with you again for another one of these very soon. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Hi, Vamil, Marie, Steve. I appreciate you all for coming. Who else can I say hello and goodbye to? All right, I've said hello and goodbye to everyone that has told me they were here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Go out and have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Be kind to each other and eat more plants. I'll see you next time. Peace out.